Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine at home. So, welcome to LTC subject, and it is about the class 8. And today we are going to talk a new chapter. It is story, the doctor's word. Last time I have already told you that Unit 2 is all about trust and care. How trust and care played a very important role in our ordinary life, in a common life. If we want to be enriched, if you want to be enriched emotionally, if you want to be enriched in humanity, really trust and care plays the important role. Okay, and today we are going to talk about the doctor's word. The doctor's word. Whose words? The doctor's word. And this chapter is also a very good example of trust and care. Trust and care. Actually, doctor. If we talk about doctor plays very important role in our life. We already know that. Even they are said they are said God, or they are taken as God in our society, as they help us to be safe from many kind of disease, or they help us to live a long life. Okay, so here in this chapter also the doctor's word, the words of the doctors are very valuable, and how the words are very valuable, how the words are very significant in the patient's life, it's shown in this story. So you can see, when we are going to talk, let's start with characters. The characters there are main two characters. The first one is Dr. Raman, and the second one is Gopal, Dr. Raman's close friend. Okay. So let's see Dr. Raman. Dr. Raman was a very different kind of a doctor. Different in the sense that generally what happens when we suffer from any kind of illness, or when we become sick, we visit the doctor. And doctor generally gives us encouragement. Generally his words help us to recover fast. But Dr. Raman is a very different kind of doctor. Why? He was known for his truthfulness. Okay, he never tell his patients soothing lies. Soothing lies means giving relief. Actually, Dr. Raman was a very different kind of doctor. Dr. Aman was a very different kind of doctor in the sense that he never told his patients soothing lies. Soothing lies means यस्तो झूठ जसले हामीलाई रिलिफ दिन्छ लाग्छ, मतलब एक्चुअली त्यो झूठ नै हुन्छ तर त्यो हामीलाई रिलिफ दिन्छ एकछिनको लागि. But Dr. Raman was not such kind of doctor. His words were very valuable. He believed on truthfulness. He never told his patients soothing lies. He never told his patients false belief. He never gave a false relief. That was the different character with Dr. Raman. Okay, Dr. Raman, different kind of doctor, different kind of character he was. And now other character was Gopal. So Gopal was Gopal. Gopal was Dr. Raman's close friend. Okay, and actually Gopal was suffering from illness. He was suffering from some kind of illness almost from 2 months. Okay, and actually at present he was at his death's door. It means he was in very critical situation, and as both were friends, it was known by Dr. Raman. So before that, let's more discuss about the Dr. Raman. Dr. Raman, why he was different in character? People often visit to Dr. Aman when the patient is in last legs. Last legs means last stage. Last stage. Why? Because his words are more valuable. His words are more valuable. Actually, he was not just a doctor, he was a judge pronouncing a verdict. Verdict. Okay, he was not just a doctor. His verdicts were more important. As verdict means actually decision made by a judge. Verdict means decision made by a judge. जस्तै कुनै कोर्टमा अदालतमा जजले डिसिजन दिन्छ नि, that is the final decision. Judge gives what? The final decision. So Dr. Raman was different kind of doctor, and people generally visited Dr. Raman when patient was in his last stage. Last stage. The cause was very clear because his words were valuable, and whatever he told was based on truth, not based on relief, soothing relief, false relief. That's why his words were more valuable. His words were like a judge pronouncing a verdict. If he told that person was going to alive for 40 years more, it would be 100% sure. That's why the people visited him at the last stage of his life. And now we'll go further. Actually, what happened? Dr. Raman and Gopal were very close friends. But unfortunately, Gopal was suffering from a kind of disease, and he was in his last stage of his life. He was at his death's door. So Gopal's wife, sent her son to Dr. Raman to call the Dr. Raman, as they both were friends, and as the Dr. Raman was so popular and his words were so valuable in that town. So let's see here. We are talking about Dr. Raman. Dr. Raman was really different kind of guy, as I told you. So actually, his words were like a judge verdict. And his patient's life hung on his words. Why? His words were very significant because patient's life hung on his words, and he was against the unnecessary hopes. Really, he never told soothing lies to the patients. That's why he was a very different kind of person. And as I told you, Dr. Raman and Gopal had a classic friendship. They had a classic friendship. Okay, classic friendship means it was untouched from time and condition. No, they had been in friendship zone from very early days, from the childhood days. Okay, so unfortunately, what happened? One day Gopal was on the bed. He was suffering from some kind of disease, and from 1 month almost. And finally, his son went to the hospital to call the Dr. Aman, and he told everything about his father. So as he listened about his friend Gopal, Dr. Aman rushed towards Gopal's house, and he inquired everything, checked everything, asked about his health condition, and asked about even the other doctor who visited his friend Gopal. Actually, and thereafter he took an injection tube, and sizzle over the stoves. After sterilized it, he sought the dog. He sought the dog to the doctor. Sorry, he sought the dog to the Gopal, his friend. And after that, what happened? Still, for an hour, there was no movement. There was no movement in Gopal's conditions. So even again, Dr. Raman went to the hospital. Hospital. Okay. Dr. Raman went to the hospital. Returned back with nuts. Okay, And returned back with nurse. He went to the hospital and returned back to returned back with nurse. Okay. And Dr. Raman actually, Dr. Raman was watching his condition, Gopal's conditions, and his whole family members, especially the Gopal's wife, was very worried about the Gopal's health condition, as he was on his bed from almost 2 months. Okay. And after that, what happened? The Dr. Raman said his assistant to prepare for an operation. Okay. Prepared for an operation. Everything was prepared for an operation, and even Dr. Gopal's wife was out of from that room, and operation was taken place. After the operation, what the Dr. Raman did an operation to Gopal. Okay, and after the operation, the patient finally opened his eyes. By seeing this, the assistant of the Dr. Aman became overjoyed. The assistant thought that now there was a good sign of recovery, and now Gopal would live for more years. Okay, but Dr. Raman replied, "Don't trust the pulse rate." Actually, Dr. Raman was very different kind of doctor. He did not give any response without knowing the reality, without knowing the fact. So he told what? Don't trust this rate pulse. It may be false. Sometimes it happens that pulse rate became high to reach the last stage of the life. So Dr. Raman told like that, and finally at 11 p.m. Gopal also opened his eyes. By seeing this, every family members were feeling relief. Even the assistant of the doctor was feeling relief, became happy. But still, there was a doubt in the Gopal's wife's mind, because the Dr. Raman hadn't told anything about the condition of health, or how many more years he was going to be alive. So still there was a confusion. And time to time, the Gopal's wife was asking to the Dr. Raman that what was the condition of my husband? Was everything well or not? And even not only his wife, Gopal also asked about his health condition to his friend, Dr. Raman. But Dr. Raman did not reply. Dr. Raman did not reply it because he was still not very much sure. He wanted assurance from time. Okay. So, and as he did not reply, Gopal thought that he had a very less time. So he started he told his wife to bring a legal document that is called will, legal document to sign the property to his wife or his daughters or sons. Okay, so legal documents were taken there. Okay, so by seeing this, actually now the Dr. Raman was in dilemma. In a very much, he was puzzled what to say there, because at present the situation was different. How the situation different? Gopal was his classic friend. He was very close friend to Dr. Raman. So as if he was telling soothing lies, it was against his character. And if he was not telling, if he was not acting there, if he was not telling some words of relief, the hopes of others, family members, even the hopes of Gopal's would be destroyed there. So really, it was a very dilemma situation for the Dr. Raman. What to do there? How to tell anything 100% sure, because still he was not sure. But first time in his life, Dr. Raman acted acted there and told the swearing lies to Gopal as he was his friends. And you know that in friendship everything was said. And finally, it was even at last, assistant asked about the condition of Dr. Gopal. Dr. Aman, if he was going to live 4 hours more, he would alive for 40 years more. 40 years more. So, and really it happened. It happened. Gopal's condition was good, up to 4 hours. And finally, the Dr. Raman replied Gopal's wife that your husband will alive to be 90. It means more 40 years. Thank you very much. It's all about the trust and care.